Welcome to the channel. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Now welcome to today's video. This is not going to be a review, this is going to be an AliExpress video. Now it's been a while since I've done an AliExpress video, and they really haven't had many substantial sales on. So this video I'm going to cover I think it's 12 watches that I've picked. I think the best value for money releases on AliExpress at the moment. I'm going to cover some models that have been there for a few months and some that have just come out. I've also taken into consideration, I've been doing a lot more polls now on the community tab. Thank you to everyone for actually inputting and putting your vote down on the polls. There's been actually a decent number of input from the subscribers, so we're gonna take into consideration, while I select these watches, I took into consideration the price brackets. So there's quite a few of the £60 to £150 bracket. I've also chosen a few higher end ones as well. I've also taken into consideration dimensions. So I've done a poll recently on case dims, preferred case dims. Of course it is somewhat subjective, so I've gone for more the 38 to around 42 millimeter case diameters, and I've got of course some outliners in there as well. I've also taken into consideration a bit of a variety. That's why there's about 12 watches to choose from. So something for everyone out there. I know not everyone likes dive watches, but I will pre-warn you, predominantly dive watches on this, but hey, I'm a dive fan. So I have been scouring AliExpress looking for some really good bargains. Like I said, there are some really good value for money watches on this list, and some really new ones as well, and some very exciting models. So let's go ahead, let's start looking into this. And as always, obviously hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Hit the like button and check the description, because all the watches I'm going to go through, I have linked them to the stores. Now I mentioned briefly sales. A few of these models actually do have a slight sale on, so check the links in the description to the stores I've linked. I've tried to sift through the stores. I've tried to find links which have got like more orders in there, a higher rating as well, just to do a bit of that due diligence for you guys. But always remember, make sure you do your own due diligence before you make a purchase. Okay, let's start off. We've priced this in we've done this in price order. So the cheapest one I've got, if we go through, these are all the picks here. As you can see, there's a lot of picks here. Let's start off with the SteelDive. So this is the SD 1954 or the SD 1953. It's the Submariner Homage version of SteelDive. So you can see, the price, £64, which equates to roughly $90. This is in Pagani territory. Now there are a lot of reviews, and just FYI, I have ordered this one that you can see here. There are other versions, I'll just show you on the picture. So let's have a look. This is the more standard type of dial, but I went with this with this style of dial because it's just something different. It's something away from that typical Submariner style indices. So I'll be interested in seeing how this is, and also like these broad hands used. Now there are a lot of reviews done, so with this being so cheap, I will preempt issues with the bezel and mainly the bracelet. Let's cover the specifications and dimensions just really quickly. 41mm diameter case, 13.5mm thick a case, and a lug-to-lug of around 47.5mm. The specifications: sapphire, ceramic, stainless steel. Of course, you've got the NH35 movement as well, with 200 meters of water resistance, and yeah, as mentioned, the pricing is, I think, the bottom end. This is where I chose to start off. There are watches that are a lot cheaper, but I chose to start off at this price where you still get decent specifications. Now here's another one. This is a Pilot. So if you are looking for a titanium Pilot, this is the watch for you. So this is called the Einsame Reinsende. Now this has just been reviewed by Jason, the watch guy. I had my eye on this for a while. It just stood out mainly because, yes, titanium, sapphire crystal, NH35, 50 meters of water resistance, and I know there's a good few subscribers out there do love Pilot watches / field style watches. So this is a very interesting watch. You do have a range of color options, as you can see here. You've got brown, blue, green and black. But the best thing about this is, like I said, it's probably one of the cheapest titanium watches that you can get. It's got a 5-star rating out of 17 orders, and the diameter is 40mm. You got a thickness of 12.5mm, and you've also got a log to log of 49.5 millimeters, slightly on the large side in terms of log to log, but then again, pilot watches are slightly on the larger side. They're there for that visibility and legibility. Price is £74, or exactly around $100. So for $100, you know, under 80 quid, you can get yourself a titanium watch with premium specifications and a very robust movement. So I think this is a fantastic looking watch, and it's definitely a very good value for money watch. Next one on the list is AddiesDive. Now, I've never ever looked at an AddiesDive watch before. Now, there's a bit of speculation on there. This is the watch, model number MYH9, that this is a brand or a sister brand of SteelDive. I mean, I went back to SteelDive and I said, you know, is this true? They denied it. I think, you know, AddiesDive just buy the watches from where SteelDive gets them from, and just rebrands it. I mean, who knows? You know, when it comes to these, there's a lot of let's say ambiguity around there. But anyway, let's go back to the watch. Let's cover dimensions for you. So as you can see, it's a dive watch, 40mm diameter, 13mm case thickness, and a log to log, I'd assume, because it doesn't say on this description, is just under, I'd say it's under 48mm. Now, the things which did stand out for me and just on pictures is just the case shape. I like the lugs, I like the sides of the case, a bit Sumo-esque, a bit possibly Aquaterra-esque. You know, it does look like I have a nice bezel, you know, similar to a Submariner Homage. You know, you've got this vintage style loom, textured dial possibly, and these orange hands. I think all in all does look pretty decent. But you know, what can we do to obviously have a look at that is just look at the reviews. Out of the reviews, it's a 5-star out of 12 orders so far. 5, well, different options, not different colors, same color, but you've got a bracelet option and NATO strap options. So of course, feel free to look around the store if you see anything else. But now, when you do go check this one out, bear in mind the first half, this description right here, what you can see is a copy and paste from a Heimdall website. This is the titanium Seamaster Homage. So the specifications are lower down, and so you've got a sapphire crystal ceramic bezel insert, although it looks like aluminium or a matte ceramic finish, but they don't really, in the description they say it is ceramic, so bear that in mind. Stainless steel case construction, 200 meters of water resistance, and the price of this watch is £90 or $125. And I think it just looks different on first look, that you think it's going to be a Submariner Homage, but the case shape is actually different, and it does give you a different overall look. So let's move on to the next one, which is another AddiesDive. Now this is the exciting one. This is that 2021 model, and we just reviewed a Sumo Homage from San Martin, and this is the AddiesDive Sumo Homage. As you can see now, it comes with a stainless steel bracelet. So this is the Sumo Homage, the Deep Sea Hunter automatic. That's what you got on the dial. And you know, in terms of quality, if you're not sure about AddiesDive, I think they are exactly the same as SteelDive. So you can imagine, you know, I'm a big fan of the SteelDive SD 1971, which is a Sumo Homage. This is going to be no different, but the added bonus, which is what they were missing, is a stainless steel bracelet. So just an overview of the dimensions. It's going to be a 44.5mm case diameter, 14.5mm or 15mm thick, and you're going to have a log to log of around 50mm, ceramic, sapphire, NH35, full stainless steel. It's got all the color options, it's got bracelet and non-bracelet options. The price is fantastic, £107, which is around $150. So I think you do get a lot of watches. So far only 3 orders, but it's just been released, and it's a 5-star rating. FYI, I'm trying to get this in, so I've just contacted AddiesDive to see if I can make an order. Now let's move on to another one. Now going up in price slightly, we are going towards the Phylida Seamaster Homage, No Time to Die. Now I picked up on this quite late, yes. Now Phylida, when I checked the first watch that I reviewed, was the Aquaterra GMT Homage. I said it then, the quality on that case was exceptional, and I think they can go places. I think Phylida is going to be a very, very strong runner in AliExpress, and this proves, if you go down, we can see how many orders they've sold. 360 orders with a 4.8 rating, and that's great rating, and you know, there's a lot of sales there. So what is special about this one? Well, they do 2 versions. You have a Miyota 8215 movement, and they also do a PT 5000 movement, which is a high beat movement. So that's definitely ticking some boxes there, because people now, you know, since Chrono started doing it, we want that high beat, we want that more value for money. You know, we always want more and more and more. So just a quick overview of the specs and dimensions. You've got a 41mm case diameter, 14mm thick case, 46mm log to log. And now in terms of specifications, you've got a non-AR coated, or sorry, clear AR coated software. So they have made some updates to this. You've got they say a matted bezel insert, so I don't know if that's ceramic or if that's aluminium. And then of course the Miyota or the PT5000. Now, as mentioned, they updated to clear sapphire, and they've also upgraded the crown, the helium release valve. Okay, so as mentioned, between the two, you've got the Miyota coming in at £92, which is $130, and then you've got the PT5000 coming in at £130 at $180. That is exceptional value for money, honestly. You know, everyone laughed about the name, I did as well, but when you look at the orders, there are still a lot of people that have ordered the watch with the name Phylida. So I think it's starting to grow on people. Next one is going to be another Phylida special. Now, since I think the end of last year, Phylida have been killing it. You know, they've not been off my radar. I've been busy with, you know, everything else. So this is another Phylida special. This is the Sea Dweller Homage, and let's take a look at the dimensions. You've got a case size of 53.5mm, case thickness of 18mm, so this is a fatty. And then you've got a lug width of 21mm and a lug to lug of 52mm. Now, of course, it's homaging such a big watch, the dimensions are going to be slightly big. And this also comes with an NH35 or PT5000 specifications: double dome sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel insert. As mentioned, the movements, you got 500 meters of water resistance allegedly. So all the specs are there. Prices, let's have a quick look at the prices. So it varies. For the NH35, you have got a price of $110. Now that alone is fantastic value for money straight away. That's quite cheap. And then on top of that, you do have for the PT5000, it's £150. Again, very good value for money for such a substantial watch, which equates to around $207. So you're getting a lot for your money, no doubt. 20 orders, 5 stars. So I think a lot of people are actually happy with it. Now, I seem to have skipped something. I need to go back to around the £80 category, and that is by a company called Akires. Now, pay attention to this video. This is, actually, it's not known to me, but this watch, I was just, you know, going on to AliExpress, and this just stood out to me. This is a Pilot chronograph. Now, I am a fan of chronograph watches. I do have my Seiko collection of Pilot chronographs. So this watch just stood out. I think I love the case design, I love the shape, I love the angles, and as far as I can see in the pictures, I love the brushing, and I like the design overall. This sandwich style dial, and just these indices, the, you know, the off-colored vintage style loom, just how the watch looks. I think it looks good. Now, bear in mind, there have been no orders, so, you know, if you want to order it, just do your research, do the best. You know, don't go just off my recommendation, because I'm probably going to order one of these. I just love the look of it, and it'll be good to review. So you can see here a few different colors. You got stainless steel, and you got PVD, and then you got a mix of C3 loom and these vintage loom markers. So I think the watch looks great. Let's look at dimensions. It's a 43.5mm case with about 12mm thick, and you have a lug to lug of 50mm. Seems big, but again, for Pilot watches, it's nothing out the blue, it's nothing out of the ordinary. You've got 316L stainless steel case, you've got sapphire crystal, and it uses a Japanese VK63 mechanical quartz movement, which we see in watches like the Pagani Daytona Homage, which uses the exact same movement. Now, the price for this is £88, which is around $120, which for a quartz watch from AliExpress might seem just a touch pricey, but I think there's a lot going on with the watch. Weighing it up, I don't think $120 is a bit too much, you know, if you get a really well built Pilot chronograph. Okay, now that we've covered that, let's move on to another new release, and this is the Rdunae Monster. Now this come out, I think, not long ago, because as I released the revisit video to my $100 monsters, Rdunae came out with their version. Now I gotta say, I'm gonna be completely honest, it doesn't suit my taste. I don't think it looks that nice. But you know, looking at it more and more, of course it's going to interest some people. I am trying to get one of these in. You know, just look at this sawtooth style bezel, the crown. It looks absolutely bonkers, and it looks more monstrous than the actual Seiko monster and the $100 monster homage. So you know, they've hit the right, I suppose, they've ticked the right boxes. So they've got the right colors. Okay, 5 different colors, and it does look crazy. I think this should be quite popular, and they have had a few orders on this, but it's not showing up. So let's talk about dimensions and specs. It's a 43mm diameter case, it's 12.5mm thick, 48mm lug to lug, and it's got a sapphire crystal, of course 316L stainless steel case construction. It does have a brushed aluminium bezel insert, and it uses an NH36 movement, and you've got 200 meters of water resistance. As you can see on the back, it's a wave shaped into the Godzilla monster. I think that's quite smart by Rdunae, or rectangular, whatever they want to call themselves. And you know, because there are no actual orders and no feedback as of yet, but I have seen personally a lot of watches from but I say a couple of watches from Rdunae, and you know, they were good quality, so you know, there's no reason to assume it's going to be bad. Pricing £136, very reasonably priced, and that's around $188. So I think the watch has got real potential. Like I said, initially I didn't like it, but I'm gonna have to get one in and try and review it. So now moving on further down the list, now we're going up in price. I'm gonna bring up the Proxima. We've covered the Proxima in great detail on my channel. You know, I've got multiple videos on this watch. I personally love this watch. The reason I've got it here is there is a great sale opportunity here. So you can see at the bottom, trend spotting starts in 2 days and 11 hours. I think it's one of these AliExpress sales. The price, what you can get these for, let's just quickly show you. So the one on the Waffle, the one on the Waffle strap is going to cost you at £127, under £130, which $175. The stainless steel version will cost you under $140, and in dollars that's $189. So very good value for money. If you've seen the videos on my channel on this Proxima, you know that I love this watch. And if you're wondering what variation to go for, get this, the one that you see in the picture. Right, black ceramic, black dial. That's what you want to get. Now we're drawing to a close. Now we've got one watch here, and apologies to the dress watch lovers, I've only got the one. This is an Escapement time watch. Now I do like Escapement time, but I appreciate them from far. I don't really wear the type of watches they make, but as a watch brand from China, you know, I think they're quite original. Ironically, now let me explain myself before I get annihilated in the comment section. They're original in the sense that what they're homaging. Okay, so they're not going for the Submariner homages, the dive watch homages. I'll pause on that. You know, just what we normally see. You know, the person behind Escapement time, he's actually looking at different things. So they've done the King Seiko homage, you know, that higher beat quartz movement they've done, and they do the pilot watches. So you know, they're looking at different things, and I like that about them. I would like them to stay in that field. Now they have released a SKX 007 homage, but they've got this, you know, really italic, you know, fancy font, which doesn't suit the watch at all. And I would personally say to Escapement time, stay away from that. You know, stick to your niche within this niche within this niche. That makes sense. So back to the watch. So this is a homage of a vintage 1950s, I believe, Longines Conquest watch. Gorgeous dimensions, right? They match a smartwatch, dress watch perfectly. You got 38mm case diameter, it's 11mm thick. You've got a 46mm lug to lug, so gorgeous dimensions. Plus with this combination of cream and gilt, you know, very classy watch, right? What does it run? It runs a Miyota 9015, which is a high beat movement. and it's got a domed sapphire crystal. So you know, it's going to be a very elegant watch. It is actually going to look really nice. Go down to orders, 17 orders, 5 stars. People love it. Whoever likes this style buys this watch and they love it. Price is £137, and in dollars that's £190. Now moving on to the last two. This is where the money is now. So these are the money watches. Let's start off with the San Martin DateJust. Absolutely gorgeous watch. Now they've done this one again. They did release some like midway through the year, and straight away they were too expensive. I wasn't even going to look at them, but you know, they had all these fancy malachite style dials, all this luxury type of material they were messing around with, but now they've give us a basic one, I think. So they're using a different, let's stick to the video so you can see it, but they are using different dials. They've got a mother of pearl dial, they've got a champagne sunburst dial, and they've got a blue sunburst dial, and I believe maybe a black one, but I'm not too sure. But just looking at this video, it does look gorgeous. It looks to be a very, very high quality watch, and you know, when it's from San Martin, you're gonna have that refinement, right? So you're gonna have top specs, you're gonna have great lube, you're gonna have good handset. Now it does come with that hex logo, it comes with a magnification glass. So let's look at dimensions. The dimensions is 40.5mm diameter, 12.5mm thick, and a 47mm lug to lug. So great sports watch dimensions. As I mentioned about the mother of pearl dial, I think if you're going to get one, you can go for the blue and champagne, of course, your own personal style, but I would go for the mother of pearl. And the prices are £238. Yes, you heard correct. That's because this comes in two movements, the PT 5000, and it also comes with a Swiss Phylida SW200 movement. So for £238, you get the PT with a mother of pearl dial, which is around $329. And the SW200 Phylida is going to cost you £347 and $520. Now you've got, you know, 40 orders, and the rating is pretty high. It says 4.6, but I've looked into it. That's because somebody was just not happy because the bracelet was too short for their wrist. So I mean, that's not a reason really, is it? Gorgeous watch. So now let's move on to another San Martin. Now San Martin have done that vintage diver, what is it called, SN006, I believe. Now I am trying to get hold of that, sorry, the SN004. So why am I talking about that? Because that watch and this watch are very similar. They've got similar dimensions, exactly the same bracelet as far as I'm concerned in terms of the actual links, and this is of course the Black Bay Homage SN008. Gorgeous looking watch, and I think San Martin have really smashed it with this that vintage SN004 diver, and this, I think they've got the look nailed, and they've got the quality nailed, they've got the fit and finish absolutely just boxed off now. So really San Martin are just soaring ahead of everyone. Let's talk about dimensions, you know, and specifications. Is 40, it's a 40mm case with around 11.5mm thick, which is a very nice thickness to the watch. 48mm lug to lug, again, you know, very good dimensions. And the specs, you got sapphire, ceramic, PT 5000 or the SW200, and you got that bracelet, which is the exact same thing as the vintage SN004 diver. Prices very similar to the one that we just saw before, the DateJust. You got £238 with $329, which is what it equals to, sorry. And the price for the SW200 is £334 or $462. Whew, so that was a lot, yeah, 12 watches. And hopefully I've covered, you know, all the categories. Hopefully for everyone watching, there's something there for you guys. And, you know, do your own due diligence. But all these watches, I think there's enough information out there about them. And I think they are great value for money. So this is what's on AliExpress. Keep a lookout. Check the link for check the description for the links. And, you know, thank you everyone for using them in advance. It really does support the channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on the models. Some of the models I've mentioned, I'm working on getting them in the next few months, so you will see reviews of them. So as always, thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you very soon for another video.